Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we roll along in our 19th year on the air here at ESPN 790 in Memphis. And good morning to all you folks in Brownsville on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM. And, of course, News Talk 101.5 in Jackson, Tennessee. And we're featuring the Southeastern Outdoor Press Association coming to Oxford next week. And who better to be in the studio with me this morning than the Oxford man himself. That's all he wears is Oxford clothing and all these different kind of things. And
today I'm going to have my Outdoors with Larry Ray stuff on.
You do have it on. I can see it from over here. Yeah. Even yeah, there you are. But Ron Wong is here. But
hey, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
And it's going to be great next week. I'm looking so much to, when you travel to Punta Gorda for our Southeastern Outdoor Press Association, you might as well leave on the third wagon west to get to Punta Gorda. But I'm going to Oxford next week. Yeah, not in England either. A lot of folks are saying, Opa's in Oxford? Yeah. Well, no, we're not in England.
Hour and 15 minutes south of Memphis.
That's right. And we've talked to Kevin Tate, bless his heart. He's the first vice president of CIOPA. And now we're going to talk to the Presidente himself,
yes,
that
sir.
He and I have had a good friendship for many years since I joined CIOPA back in, look at this, he's even been there almost as long as me. Let me see, April of 88 for me, 1995, and he's still a member. So that ought to say a lot.
That's a good thing.
For Alan Clemons is our good friend. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning, fellas. How you guys doing this gorgeous morning?
Oh, we're having fun, and we're looking forward to next week. I know you, in your position, you've been in Kevin's position and had to do certain things. Coming to Oxford, tell us from your point, Alan, about the feelings that you have for bringing CIOPA to Oxford.
Well, I tell you what, guys. First of all, it's hard to beat being in the Southeast when you want to do anything outdoors.
Yes.
I've been fortunate, like you fellas, to have traveled all over the country and do a little bit outside the country. And people ask me before, I live in Huntsville, Alabama, North Alabama. They ask me, say, do you ever have a chance to go anywhere else? Yeah, 25, 30 years, I've had chances to move. I've had chances to move all over the country, but I could tell you, from 6 hours from Huntsville, I could be at the beach. I could be in Ohio. I could be in Carolinas. I could be in Arkansas or Missouri.
Yes.
We're in a good location right here, and it's just a blessing. And Oxford, Mississippi, is also a blessing for multiple reasons. Great outdoors opportunities, the wonderful history of literature there, not only in Oxford with Faulkner and the rest of the incredible authors who have come out of Mississippi, cultural history.
Yeah.
And you had a couple of hours northwest, and you're at Beaver Dam with Buckingham down, just down the road from your guys' neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot to be thankful for, and I'm tickled to death that we're going to be able to showcase Oxford and Mississippi and get to enjoy a few days of good food and fellowship and learning and networking over there.
Well, I know it's
going to be fun.
Yeah, he said networking, and I got to mention this, that Alan and myself, being a editor or former editor, whatever you want to call us, some of us are still, I was an editor, but I'm not an editor, but I will be an editor again probably before
you will.
Whoever knows. But there will be a session that I anxiously await. And only Alan, you have to know Alan to know he's like me. When I pick up a magazine, my wife always tells me, "You're editing it. Did you read it?" I can't help it. Okay, I can't help it. There's too many commas. There's too many periods. There's this and that. How tall can a guy be at 6'4"? So, but I love this thing. He's social media. Now, you think it's going to be all fun and games at Oxford. We're going to learn a lot, and thanks to guys like Alan that I've seen on this, that you and Jennifer Persol, is that right?
Yes.
And are going to have a craft improvement, and are you ready for this? They're not going to bleep me out, I don't think. Escape the Grammar Nazi with Alan and Jennifer. Explain that craft improvement to my listeners out there.
Well, I tell you, Larry, what we do is have a good time at our conferences, and we get to visit and see each other, but we also have what we call workshop learning sessions.
Yes.
And craft improvement, if you want to call it that. And we'll have speakers come in and talk about something very specific. It could be photography. It might be how to increase your sales on your website, or how to improve your website, or even build a website. We do things from basic to advanced.
Yeah.
And one of the most popular ones that we do, I don't know, every 3 or 4 years is about grammar and style and just, some of the nuts and bolts basics of writing. And unfortunately, I guess I've achieved a notorious reputation for being a grammar snob, but it was.
Are you a grammar Nazi? I mean, what is that?
No, I have to say,
snob.
Go out to
snob,
Facebook,
grammar,
look up Alan, look up
grammar
Alan Clemons.
dictator. All kinds of things, I guess, apply. All kinds of adjectives.
But you do enjoy your craft, and I'm the same way as far as not being lazy and try to be sharp. I don't care if you've been writing for 50 years or whatever it might be, but I learn something when I go to SEOPA, and these are the kind of conferences that I love to go to. And when I see something like this, and I know Alan. His current position, is what? You're with Grandview, right? Right now is a digital editor for Predator Extreme and Shooting Sports retailer, tactical retailer, magazines. You've been editor of the new Bait and Tackle Business magazine. And as an editor, we want our readers to think that we can write. And a lot of times... And
you guys do a very good job. Larry, you and Alan both do an excellent job. Somebody like me, I can provide content.
Yes, you can.
But I'm not very good at polishing that content.
You're getting better.
And that's what you guys do well.
Yeah. Well, listen to Alan laugh. Okay.
Well, I tell you what, I think anybody who reads anything, whether it's newspapers, magazines, the website, books from 50, 80 years ago,
mm-hmm.
You want to read something that is correct, and that means the correct words, the correct spellings, the correct way that they are put together to create sentences, because all of that works together to create a good story.
Yeah.
And if you have a pothole in the road, and every time your tire hits it, your teeth clatter, that's kind of the same way of seeing an error in a sentence, in a page, on a story. You're kind of going, it's a roadblock. You go, wait a minute, Larry misspelled that word. What is that? Why did he do that? It makes you pause, and you shouldn't do that. Plus, the other thing, hammered in college at Auburn by our journalism professors on traditional AP style, Associated Press style.
Oh, yes.
And you guys know what that is.
I still got the book. I've still got the book. Okay.
I've still got the book, too. We use it every day.
Yes, yeah.
It literally is the nuts and bolts of it's your foundation of creating content. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a YouTube description of a video or if it's a 1,500-word feature about Sardis Lake crappie fishing. You want to make sure that your foundation is solid. So that's the kind of stuff that we do at our conference. And part of that, again, is spelling the words correctly and putting sentences together correctly.
And how do we carry all of that over into today's social media? I mean, you know, and you know what I'm talking about, how people post stuff, sentences without punctuation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can go on and on and on.
And Alan could do this for about an hour, but,
I could.
And he will down at Oxford next week and when it goes to this. But go ahead.
Here's one thing about social media.
Okay.
If you and I and Ron are on Facebook chitty-chatting about Ron's big bass that he catches down in Oxford, which apparently, Larry, we missed the invitation on those trips.
Alan, do you want to go?
Alan, it's the same fish. Have you not noticed? It's the same fish.
Alan, do you want to go? I'll call you after the show today.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but they did look familiar.
No, that's all right. No, my man can catch fish, but hey, we got a couple minutes.
If we're sitting there just kind of chit-chatting,
I
don't worry about it. We make fun of that, but I don't worry about it. But if you are putting something on social media for Larry Ray Outdoors radio show,
I don't want it.
That is an example to the public that you want to be factually correct.
Mm-hmm.
So you want everything to be spelled right. You want your sentence structure to look good. And that's the difference in some people say, it's just social media. It doesn't care.
Yes.
Well, it's the impression of your company or your business or whatever it is that's important on social media that goes out to the public. That needs to be correct, just like in a newspaper or a magazine.
Yeah, well, you got me there. We got to let you go because this guy can, I love talking to Alan. This is our small way, Alan, Outdoors with Larry Ray here to salute Seopa. I can't wait to be down there next week, and I've already circled the conference. Your craft improvement. I may be the second oldest man in there. I don't know. We'll find out. But I'll be the only one with a pencil and a notebook. Okay, that's me. But
that's quite all right. That still works, and as long as it works, that's good.
All right, buddy. I've always
appreciate
you, buddy. We'll see you next week in Oxford. It was fun talking to you, and I can't wait to. I just hope that Jennifer's ready. Okay. All right. So
sounds good.
All right, man.
You guys have a great morning.
All right, we'll talk to you. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Continue this Southeastern Outdoor Press Association with a man who knows a lot about fishing poles.
Knows a lot about fishing poles and
how to catch fish.
And generally a great guy, a good guy, wanting to always help out.
Yeah, we'll be right back, and we're going to talk to Jack Wells. Who else to talk to but B&M Poles on Outdoors with Larry Ray.